for these amazing dioramas. His name is Joe Trujillo, and we are going to start it right now. All right, Joe, tell me about your dioramas.
Well, these dioramas are labor of love. I've been doing them for about 40-something years, and for the most part, they're one of a kind. And the way I do it is I do a character, get a model, and then I do the diorama around it. And,
nice.
Just to try to create a story.
All right, and let's look at a couple of them.
Sure.
All right, so we've got all different kinds of things. We're here at MONSTERPALOOZA, but you know, he doesn't do exclusively just horror sometimes. Got a cool King Kong. There's another cool gorilla. You got a really neat Indiana. For all those Sam fans out there, I am one. We've got a really neat Wolfman. And this Jack Sparrow, and the fountain actually has a little light, and the water does little things. Same with this King Kong. It's really cool. And this little like nymph on a dinosaur. She's super cute. All right. Tell me, like, what kind of inspired you to do this kind of work?
Well, I've always liked miniatures, and I always was impressed by Ray Harryhausen. Sinbad, The Eye of the Tiger, and a lot of his work, and King Kong, of course, inspired me to. I always liked the sets, and I always liked the rock, and we just took it from there. And I really like the rock formations. I like color. I use a lot of watercolor, dry brush, and acrylic.
Now, and you do all these. You do all of these. All of these are one of a kind, correct?
Yes, they're one of a kind. And if I do them at a show, I may not, the next one's going to be totally different. So it just depends on how the movement is going, how the material's working, the weather, and it's just a lot of variables. But for the most part, I try to change them up every now and then. And make it fun.
Yeah.
Make it fun, and the colors. I like the vibrant colors. I like the table to light up. And I've always been a fan of dry brushing, watercolor, acrylic. And I love airbrush, but a lot of times I don't have the patience, and I just try to use brush. Old school. That's the way I was taught, with a brush. And
when you were telling me that you got a lot of inspiration from one of your teachers when you were back in, was that high school?
Yes. Back in high school, I had a teacher. She took interest in a few of the artists that were showing that they really had a lot of interest in paying attention to what she was telling us and learning. And she kind of took us under her wing, 4 or 5 of the artists, and said, hey, I'm going to teach you guys a little extra, and Japanese art, watercoloring, and the color foundations. So I paid attention, and I just took it like, I have a lot of respect for teachers, because, I could have went the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I was, sometimes you mix with the wrong crowd or whatever. And
well, this gave you a really...
And she saw the imagination.
Yeah.
And she saw the drive, and she saw the potential. So she kind of said, Joe, you need to just keep doing it. You're on the right track. And sometimes that's all students need or people need is a little encouragement.
Yeah, no, I
And,
agree.
I just believe that doing all this type of work with dioramas, you have to have your imagination open. Sometimes I'm working on a diorama and it is just coming to life and I could almost see it before it's even done. So it's like you have to have the imagination. And lastly, I want to express that you have to do it for the love.
Yes.
Because I've done conventions 30, 40 years and, you know, sometimes I didn't make a penny. And if you have it for the love, you're going to always, it's always going to be a passion. And it's not just, I'm trying to make some money, but you have to really love what you're doing and you have to really get in there, and that's going to outweigh everything. And eventually everything else will come.
No, absolutely. Here, let's look at a few more. Let's see here. We've got this insane Frankenstein. I love him. We've got a Predator. Got Arnold back there, and you see the Predator back there. Bigfoot. You don't see a lot of Bigfoot stuff.
There was an interesting story about this piece.
About Bigfoot? Yeah.
I had a young man come to the table, and he says, I see a lot of monsters, and I see a lot of this, of Frankensteins and Draculas and the werewolves, but nobody had a Bigfoot.
Yeah, you know, I was going to say, I don't see Bigfoot often.
Yeah, so he asked me, and I said, well, at the time, no, I don't have a Bigfoot, but I could probably get one going.
Yeah.
And the next show, I sculpted this Bigfoot, and it sold. So it was just, you just never know who's going to be there and who's going to like different things. And
so you totally sculpted him.
yes.
That's really cool. Look at all that detail. Oh man. You got it.
And of course, the movie Avatar was such a success. And
oh yes. And
I had to
that's
pay
so
my
colorful.
Yeah, I had to pay my tribute to it.
I love it. I've actually not seen that movie yet. Hulk, Beetlejuice, another little monster guy, and then of course Chucky. Now, did you sculpt these guys
Yes.
too?
Yeah, I did a lot of the sculpting of the tombstones and
Those are so cool.
Gothic and haunted.
And if you hit this button, does he talk?
Yeah, he talks. I like to have a little bit of fun at the tables and
No,
just,
absolutely.
use the imagination.
And then this is Army of Darkness. This is just unbelievably awesome. All the detail. You could look at this for a half an hour and still see more stuff. I love that three-headed dog. And Jason with his teddy bear. I love that. All of these. Let's see here. And what else?
Well, I really.
How long have you? How many years have you been coming to MONSTERPALOOZA?
This is since '09. I think it
Wow.
was the first MONSTERPALOOZA, and I've been at all of them. And Elliot and his family really present a beautiful show.
They really do.
And I like the show because you see the actual artists that are doing this, and you got a chance to meet them and make a friend and pass on the encouragement.
Yeah.
And where a lot of shows are kind of like a lot of commercial stuff and very. But these are most of the people that come to MONSTERPALOOZA are, you can see the actual artists.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to sign the pieces. And if somebody buys a diorama from me, I'll sign it. So that kind of like makes it kind of special as well.
No, absolutely. Now, so you do have your dioramas on a website though, I see, right?
Yeah.
Dioramafantasy.com.
Yeah, a lot of those dioramas are older, and we're in the process of updating the website.
Very cool. Very cool.
We even got a Yoda hat.
I love it. I love it. You need a Grogurt.
Yeah.
Because Grogurt's so popular right now too.
Oh yeah.
Now, did you sculpt all these guys?
No.
No?
I didn't sculpt these. This is
Those are really cool, though.
A really good artist in Kentucky.
Oh, these are very cool.
You know, I like primates. I like King Kong.
Yeah.
So I've had it in my personal collection, and I just wanted to bring it over and show it off.
Very cool. Very,
a lot
very
of these
cool.
pieces are, you can buy them and put them together. A lot of people have them, and they may come to me and say, can you do something? I'd like to bring my piece to life, and can you do some kind of a background with a diorama with the trees? And that's where I get my inspiration. As you see the different colors and the trees, and there's a lot of movement. And,
I love it.
That's part of the whole demonstration, and it just helps. It just helps the piece. It makes it bring it to life.
Oh, I missed one. I got to get this one too.
Yeah, that kind of.
It's like a. Gonna fix it.
Yeah.
So this one needs to be fixed, but you can see it's from it.
Yeah.
Was it a boo-boo in the car ride?
Yeah. Sometimes, and it gives me time to relax and touch up here and there. You always have that kind of thing happen at a show, and it's part of the business.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. No complaints. No complaints.
Was there anything else you wanted to? Did we miss anything?
I think we covered everything.
Yeah?
Like I said, you don't need a lot of money to put these together. You could go to your local...
Yeah, because it's kind of a dying art.
Yeah, you could go to your local hobby store and buy the paints. They're relatively cheap, and the brushes, the paints, and you could just start finding your own style and your own niche, and start carving or start expanding your mind, and just let it flow. And,
Very cool.
You never know what's going to come out of it.
I like that. I like that. All right. So that was, I don't know if I'm getting me in the photo or not. That was Joe Trujillo, and these are all of his dioramas. We're at this table here we are at MONSTERPALOOZA. This is June 2nd, 2023. And if you're coming to the show, come down, take a look, maybe buy something, or get some inspiration.
Absolutely. Come on down and have some fun, and see something that you haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't doing this kind of art no more, so we're keeping it going.
Yeah. So definitely come down. If you don't make it to this show, he's here all the time. Or you can check his website at dioramafantasies.com. Thank you.
Thank you.